There was a time in our nation's history when a woman could walk down the street without worrying about being accosted by ruffians. That time has passed. Ruffians overwhelm our streets, schools, and places of worship. Just yesterday I saw Gertrude Wills getting accosted by ruffians near the Presbyterian Church on 4th Street. I never trusted Presbyterians, but that was the last straw. I will only associate myself with Episcopalians. I will only associate myself with Episcopalians. I will only. Episcopalians. Episcopalians. Epiphytes. Epiphodes. Fantastic, I am inspired. Fantastic, I am inspired. Fantastic, I am inspired. I will only associate myself with Episcopalians. I am inspired. I will only associate myself with Episcopalians. I am inspired. I will only associate myself with Episcopalians. I will only associate myself with Episcopalians. I will only associate myself with Episcopalians.
When I find my groove, I keep it. You have no idea how hard it is to refine the groove. It's like a needle in a haystack, except the hay's already been eaten by a cow and you've got to climb inside the cow's anus to sort through the hay and find your needle. It's like some kind of cruel joke on the cow because not only did he swallow a needle thinking it was hay, but then some midget with a fancy mustache is climbing inside his anus to retrieve the needle. Talk about the prolapsed rectum.
I will only associate myself with Episcopalians.
Prolapsed rectum.
I will only associate myself with Episcopalians.
Prolapsed rectum.
I will only associate myself with Episcopalians.
Prolapsed rectum. You are probably thinking to yourself, midget with a fancy mustache? Yes, I am a midget, and yes, my mustache is fancy. I have had a mustache since I was a 12-year-old midget boy flying across the cornfields of Nebraska, but it did not attain the level one might call fancy until I was 24 and working at a bank in Brooklyn. Back then, an employee's worth was determined by the amount of wax pressed into their mustaches and the ensuing curl thusly formed. It was the roaring 20s, and mustache rides were valued quite high.
I remember my first mustache ride. I was 19 and we had just popped diet pills in the men's college gymnasium. Bill had a fine mustache. It was large and black, with just the right amount of sheen. His jaw was square and supple, with gravity-defying nostrils that glowed like radium on a warm summer night. I recall he had a jar of pet lightning bugs, which set the mood perfectly. Before I knew it, I was climbing atop Bill's push broom and riding his face like a drunken whore the night before the sailors ship off. In other words, what a mustache.
I love you so. Sugar bush, come dance with me. Let all the other fellas be. Dance the polka merrily.
So, I told her my name was Bill. My name is not Bill, but she had a fine ass. The kind of ass you write home about, with a picture of your mustache, just to show Dad how well you are working it with the ladies. I don't remember her name, but I told her I was an Episcopalian. She kept asking. I just wanted to give a mustache ride.
I will only associate myself with Episcopalians.
Sometimes I regret spending so much time on my mustache, but then most times, I don't.
Bill was a midget. At the time, midgets weren't as socially marginalized as they are now. In fact, most folks thought midgets were blessed, though back then most folks were also Presbyterians. Bill wasn't. He was an Episcopalian. I still remember the smell of his mustache wax. It was inspiring. Inspiring.
What did I use for mustache wax? A mixture of beeswax, urine, and cow feces, but only as a stabilizer. The wax sometimes drips down off of your mustache on hot days. The cow dung makes sure it does not drip down too much.
I will only associate myself with Episcopalians.
I had found my groove. Like I said earlier, once you find your groove, you keep it. None of that needle in a haystack called anus bullshit. Anyway, I had this girl on my mustache, and I was not going to lose that groove, no pun intended. This is how we bankers do it. No one's going to jack my swag.
I forget when I found out Bill was a liar and a ruffian. I don't even think he was Episcopalian, but I would hate to think someone who says they are an Episcopalian would lie about being Episcopalian. Well, anyway, he was a liar and a ruffian, and the mustache ride was, as best, a 4 out of 10. I will only associate myself with Episcopalians.
So she never talked to me after that night. But I can tell you what got her for me. It was not just my social stature as a midget. It was not just my luxurious mustache. It was the polka music we both loved so much. It really got the mood going, with the beat and noble themes. Not to mention, I was a fucking banker.
Fantastic. I am inspired.
I have never met anyone who hated Presbyterians as much as her.
Fantastic. I am inspired. I will only associate myself with Episcopalians. Fantastic. I am inspired.
Prolapsed Rectum.
I will only associate myself with Episcopalians. Fantastic. I am inspired.
Prolapsed Rectum.
I will only associate myself with Episcopalians.
Prolapsed Rectum.